Hello everybody and welcome back to another review. Leeds United 2, Norwich 1. Listen, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I am on holiday and I am relaxing. So listen, we're back here with another video. Hope you're all doing really well. Hope you're all positive and buoyed by that performance. In the first half, let's get straight into it. Leeds United were by far the better team, by far the more assertive team, by far the more threatening team. Numerous occasions where Rafinha and Bamford were linking up, which was absolutely fabulous to see. And Leeds United should have been out of sight, in my personal opinion, on the 45th minute. It's only the Leeds United way to do this as hard as possible, though. Leeds making it as difficult as they can for themselves to see the game off. But listen, in the first half, there's some sumptuous football being played. I thought Leeds were very good in terms of the system. I thought there was a good press. I thought the relationships between the players seem to have even developed in the system over the past sort of like 3 or 4 days, which, listen, will be a culmination of the last sort of 10 days. But it seemed to just click a little bit more this game. But listen, we were up against an opponent who were as poor as us. We have got to take that into consideration. Wolves on Friday is going to be a completely different kettle of fish. But it was a good performance by our standards. You know, we've stopped the rot, which was the most important thing. Leeds scoring the goal, a really nice goal, which set us on the mark, really. And Rodrigo with a deflected finish. Ellen Road goes up into absolute raptures, which was fantastic to see. We've not seen that in a while now, and I feel like the players have been deprived of that. Everybody else has been deprived of that. Just that goal that, you know, we've not scored in 4 games. We've won 1 game in 9. It's been a horrendous run for the club. A really tough run for the club, and you saw in the last minutes when Victor Orta was crying, a lot of people might turn around and go, and I kind of completely understand that, but I think it's just the stress of the past 4 or 5 months, you know, the lack of January activity, sacking Marcelo Bielsa, parting ways with him, the stress and anguish that has caused, and the players adapting for the next system to come in. But I think Jesse Marsh showed a lot of passion on the sidelines, which I thought had been, you know, had been missed in the last couple of months. And I thought, you know, Leeds utmost with a better team. A couple of penalty decisions, which you know, I mean, I'll touch on the Norwich one straight away. I thought Luke Ayling was very lucky to get away with the yellow card, I'll be brutally honest with you. There was an argument that Norwich should have had a penalty as well, but I think there was an argument that Leeds should have had a penalty through Brandon Aaron's barging Dan James in the back. I've seen very similar penalties being given this season, and that comes back to the consistency of the Premier League. But in the first half, you know, as I've said multiple times, Leeds were the better team. Second half, Jesse Marsh maybe showed his naivety a little bit. He tried to go a little bit more zonal, a little bit more defensive too early, a little bit more zonal than it originally was too early. Brought Robin Koch on for Rodrigo. I thought that was the wrong decision. I think, you know, if you're bringing Rodrigo off, you've got to bring a like for like in Joe Gelhardt, or bring Joe Gelhardt on, or an attacking 8, and maybe someone like Lewis Pate, who has the technical proficiencies, definitely against someone like a Norwich, to be able to come on and make an effect. And he would have had space in the middle today, because I thought Norwich were pretty poor in the midfield. So yeah, I thought it was the bad sub, and that enabled Norwich to get back in the game. And we all knew with Leeds, you know, being Leeds United fans, that would happen, because that is the Leeds United way to let other teams back into the game, no matter how poor they're playing. As I said, I think Leeds should have been 4-5 up. I mean, glorious chances, one-on-ones. Patrick Bamford, we can talk about how good he was, but that one-on-one chance is horrendous how he's missed that. But what I loved about Bamford in the first half was him stretching the opponents. Jesse Marsh likes to go long in the channels when his teams need to go long, and Bamford is the perfect player to be able to go long to, because he's going to cause defences problems. You know, you saw Gibson really struggling with Bamford today, and that's the beneficiary. He's able to run the channels, and that's a perfect indictment to Marcelo Bielsa, because Marcelo Bielsa made him into that player. And overall, I thought he was absolutely brilliant in the first half, and Leeds looked like a different side. We looked like we'd in my opinion, it was more like the Leeds from last season, probably the biggest indication of the Leeds from last season we've seen. And yeah, Norwich got back into it a little bit, didn't they? They got the goal, and when they got the goal, everybody, I nearly started crying. I could not believe it. The Milo Rashica penalty was nowhere near a penalty. The fact that that was even given as a penalty was an absolute joke. As I've said, I thought Luke Ayling was very lucky to stay on the pitch. But I thought Dan James should have had a penalty as well, to be quite honest with you. But in general, when Norwich scored, I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe. I can believe it because it's Leeds, but I couldn't believe it in the circumstance that we'd let that happen. It was staggering. But, you know, Gelhardt came on, and a lot of people will just say he threw Gelhardt on, and I would agree with that. He did just throw Gelhardt on in the 91st minute. I think that sometimes the timing of his substitutions have got to be a little bit better. I'm not sure they were perfect again today. And I do think he got a couple wrong, but Gelhardt came on, won the header, Rafinha gets through, and the intelligence of Rafa to play it back. I thought Rafa was fabulous today. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Bamford was brilliant. Click was brilliant. So a lot of shout-outs to good performers who maybe haven't been performing at their normal standards for the past long time, really. But massive win for Leeds United, huge win. Burnley losing yesterday in the last minutes was huge. Obviously, them losing Neil Collins as well, the centre-back. Everton losing today as well. Watford just couldn't let us have that perfect day, but it's going to be that slog till the end of the season. Go to Wolves, make it difficult for Wolves, put in a defensive performance and try hit them on the counter-attack. That's all I can ask from this Leeds United side, because I know it's a good Wolves side. Bamford looks like he's going to be fit. Rodrigo could be a tight calf or quad, I can't quite remember, but yeah, he might not be suited to this Wolves game anyway, in my opinion. But we've got Joe Gelhardt there, who's got to be reckoning for a start. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Get in and